Welcome back to the studio, everyone. Joining me right now with CMU Performing Arts is Mr. Mo Lomé and Mr. Brandon Lowry. How y'all doing today?
We're doing great.
Thank you guys for both coming on and taking some time out of your day this morning. But before we get into the details about this upcoming musical, Floyd Collins, can you tell me and the Western Slope, who is Floyd Collins?
Floyd Collins was the greatest caver ever known. That was his moniker, and he was a Kentucky cave explorer back in the early part of the century. And he had this idea. He used to explore in the Flint Ridge cave area, and he had this theory that it was connected to the Mammoth Cave system, which turned out to be true, only they didn't discover it till 50 years later that that was actually true. So
he was foreshadowing a little bit.
He understood something about the cave system that no one else did. And they're still finding his initials, FC, down in caves today because he was so intrepid. He was out there doing things that no other caver, no other explorer had ever done.
So a man ahead of his time, seems like. Why was this one of the first choices for a play this season?
It has music that I've been listening to for a long time now, written by Adam Gettle, that is just some of the most beautiful, glorious music that you will ever hear on the stage. And Brendan Lowry, who sings a lot of it, has a gorgeous voice, and so we felt like he could pull it off.
Okay, now Brandon, so tell me, who are you in the play besides singing?
So I am playing Floyd Collins.
Okay.
And the whole thing kind of revolves around him and his family and a certain incident while he was caving.
Okay, so without giving away any more details in this show, talk a little bit about how you prepared to be Floyd Collins.
So I'd say it was a difficult but very rewarding kind of preparation. The music is very beautiful, like Mo said, but it was composed by Adam Gettle, which is the grandson of Richard Rodgers, who's this kind of titan of musical theater, and then he was mentored by Stephen Sondheim, another kind of prodigious musical theater titan, and that very much shows in the music. And it can be kind of feel like I snuck into calculus class without taking algebra sometimes, but once we get to this certain point of just being able to finally run it all together with all the instruments and nail everything, it's been very, very rewarding to hear.
Sounds like it. I can't wait to hear. You sound like you got some very big pioneers that you were, going after. When is the play?
We open next week on the 8th, and then it runs through the 18th. So there's 10 performances. It's in our black box theater, so it's in a little intimate space. The play surrounds the audience, which is really cool. But there's only 100 seats in the theater. So between the cast and the band, I got as many people doing the show as going to be able to watch the show.
Yeah, so it sounds like a great time, a closed environment to capture the cave feeling right there.
That's
I can't wait to hear.
do. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you, both of you gentlemen, so much for taking some time out of your day and stopping by and giving the Western Slope something to do next week. 10 shows, plenty of time to check it out.